Just backing up a little bit, in high school, you know, like the baby Rankan era, like I started playing music with this guy named Jeff Toy, who was my business professor in high school. And I never took his class, but I was in his study hall class.
Huh.
So I never like signed up for those credits in high school with him, but we
Yeah.
became really, really good friends. And he started a mobile entertainment DJ company. And he started this extracurricular high school club called Radio Club. And we started a radio club called Wild Radio in high school. So I started DJing.
Really?
I wouldn't even call it DJing, bro. I was like playing music off of a dusty 2002 Windows 95 computer with like the first version of iTunes ever, like in school cafeteria off of these crusty speakers that we had. Like, and that was DJing in my life. You know, I played music, I played
Okay.
music my sophomore and senior year in high school, and then we ended up DJing like the homecoming and prom, which was great.
Yeah.
So we started this little DJ club, and I give this dude so many props because he was a business teacher, but he ended up leaving teaching because he wanted to go and run his own businesses. So this is kind of where I crafted this idea from when I went into college, right? And he opened up like a mobile entertainment DJ business. I was the first DJ he ever hired. My first gig,
Nice.
I DJ'd the other school down the road's homecoming. I was 17. My mom had to drive me there with my trusty, dusty computer. Like it was like a thing, right? And I played the homecoming dance, and like that was me, like being a DJ, and it was just like it was a great time. Like I got to connect to music, and
Do you remember the first time that you were like, holy crap, music has this ridiculous power to like connect people, and it was like,
dude,
light bulb, this is my thing.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is like 300 people in a gymnasium in high school, right? The fact that music can control every single person in the room is so powerful in a sense, because and once you are able to do that, you really understand the power of what it does, right? So I can tell everyone to put their hands up, and everyone puts their hands up, and you're like,
yeah.
And like in the best way possible, it's just a wild feeling. You're just controlling crowds and crowds of people. So I don't know. Back then in high school, I got this little taste, and I was like, "This is pretty badass." So I'm like, "This is a good time." So
yeah, it is crazy. Like I was talking to a buddy, maybe this was like a few years ago, and we were just talking about how it is crazy as a DJ that you have the power to like take someone to like the highest of highs, and then all of a sudden to the lowest of lows, and like you are literally orchestrating their emotions.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's if you do it right, it's one of the most beautiful things. And you obviously do it extremely right.
Thanks, man. You know what? I mean, it's not, I'm a very untraditional DJ in that sense, because, a lot of DJs make music in the studio and then they go playing at festivals, and it's just one genre of music, right? And the story that I'm kind of taking you on right now, I started in a lunchroom and then played a high school cafeteria, a high school gym. And then I started working for this guy, Jeff, who did his mobile entertainment company. And now I'm doing like, if you can think of a party, I've done it, dude. I've done, the weddings, and I've had people crying. I've done divorce parties, believe it or not. Like the day someone's supposed to get married and the wedding gets called off. Well, they're still bringing the DJ in and they're throwing a party. Like I've done that. I've done a funeral, a celebration of life, and like really cultivating what music can do to people is incredible, dude. You just see so many different sides of it, and you learn to be super open formatted as a DJ to just play everything.
So let's say we jump forward then to, obviously this moment you go, all right, business teacher doesn't own a business. I'm out. I'm walking out. Kind of walk us through that next phase. Like, were you DJing at this point? You figured maybe I can leave and DJ. I know you said you went to a trade school. That was kind of a thought. What did the next chapter look like?
I will make this part of the chapter a little bit shorter. So I ended up going to a trade school to appease my parents. I went for car audio and to do like remote car starters. My idea of it was I'm going to open my own business. I was passionate about cars. I could build sound systems and still be connected to music. And so I was 18 years old at the time, and I started my first custom car business called Twisted Customs. I absolutely hated doing remote car starters. And I'm from Buffalo, so it's cold outside. I got my beanie on. It snowed yesterday.
Yeah.
So like everyone wants those. And I just wasn't happy. I mean, like that's just like what it comes down to. I just simply wasn't happy. Right.
Yeah.
And around this time, I started DJing for this teen night. It was called iTeen, right? And it was a bunch of, and Jeff, the guy who started this company called Midwinter Bash, and he rallied up all the schools together, and it was like a giant high school dance. Like we had thousands and thousands of kids there, right?
Huh.
So I started growing my name a little bit, just kind of like DJing in this high school era. I mean, we DJ'd at this time, he scaled super quick, maybe like 30 or 40 of the local high schools all around the area. We were really grinding it out. And I was making some decent money as an 18-year-old kid, DJing high school dances as his employee. And I ended up getting an internship at a local radio station. And that station is called Kiss 98.5. The call letters are WKIC. You guys can look it up because it's the first radio station that has ever played a Justin Bieber song, right? Crazy.
Huh.
And yeah, the opening scene of the Justin Bieber movie is the radio station I worked for on the radio for 10 years. And
crazy.
Yeah, dude, I interned over there just doing grunt work. You know what I mean? Just like learning production and learning how they choose music for the radio station and sitting in meetings and then going out and doing promotions and just like, just doing the back end stuff. And
not the exciting stuff.
Nothing. Yeah, dude, I mean, I left there sometimes in tears just because of the shit that I not only went through, but just, I don't know, just lost of direction. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt confused. So, but I wanted to be on the radio, man. And my internship was up and I just kept showing up there. It's like the old story, like I just kept showing up at the radio station. Like, what can I do today? What can I do today? What can I do today? And this woman, her name's Sue O'Neill. She's incredible. Yeah. She was like, you got 30 days. We're putting you on the air. I'm like, no way. We're getting a show, man.
Let's go.
Like, let's go. So, just persistency and consistency and having passion. And like, I put so much time in, dude, for not $1. You know what I mean? I was just there because I loved it. So that was really the kickoff, man, of everything for me, working for KISS 98.5. And so
it's interesting too. Like there's the saying, like, when you try to figure out your life and stuff, a common saying people say is like, what would you do even if somebody didn't pay you for it? Like, what would you do for free that you enjoyed it so much? Yeah. And for you, like, that was DJing. You're like, I know if I keep showing up, something will happen. Like someone once told me, a mentor, he's like 95% of success is showing up. Like if you show up to the DJ station enough, eventually they're going to go, all right, like we're either going to give you a chance because you're not like, we have to give you a chance because you're just not leaving us alone.
Right. I feel like it was like,
and it's like, if you can figure out like what's something that you would do, even if it didn't pay you, and then how do you just go be around that, do more of that? Like, even if it's like grunge work at first, how do you go be around that space? Because the more you're around it, eventually you're going to find yourself falling into the place you're supposed to fall because you're just around it. You're seeing it. You're figuring out what do you like, what don't you like. But you got to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. Like in my time that I've been playing music, I have never felt like I've worked a day in my life. And like, it's such a very humbling experience to even be able to say that. But like, I've cultivated this life for myself that I'm just, so it's so much fulfillment and joy behind it because it's just like exactly what I want to be doing.